Hi guys, welcome back to Fairies Tutorial. Food, Nutrition and Health. CSEC past paper questions for the year 2019. And we're looking at paper 1 and this is part 2 where we'll look at questions 31 through to 60. Now let's get started. 31. To help prevent anemia, expectant mothers should consume increased amounts of. Now we're speaking about anemia, therefore we're looking for sources of iron and maybe vitamin C as well, because vitamin C is in the absorption of iron. A. Milk and cheese. B. Bread and butter. C. Liver and oranges. D. Oranges and coconut. Right? So the correct answer here is, what is it, guys? If your response is C, you are correct, because C is rich in iron and the oranges rich in vitamin C. So what they do is to work together to aid in the absorption of the iron. Good. 32. Which of the following meals is the best source of dietary fiber? A. Cupcakes and fruit punch. B. Polished rice and fruit salad. C. Stewed chicken and macaroni pie. D. Whole wheat sandwich and fruit salad. Now, which is the correct answer here? If your response is whole wheat sandwich and fruit salad, which is option D, you are correct. Next question. Community nutrition deals with A. How disease rates vary among different population groups. B. The delivery of nutrition-related programs and services. C. Nutrients and how they are used by the body. D. The incidence, distribution, and control of diseases. Now, the correct answer here is awesome. If your response is B, which is the delivery of nutrition-related programs and services, you are correct. 34. To avoid constipation, a pregnant woman should increase her intake of A. Milk and cheese. B. Liver and poultry. C. Sugars and starches. D. Whole wheat bread and fruits. So to prevent constipation, we're looking for an option that has good amount of dietary fiber, or we may say roughage. And the correct response here is awesome. If you said D, which is whole wheat bread and fruits, you are correct. 35. Which of the following foods supplies the most carbohydrates? A. Yam pie. B. Beef burger. C. Split pea pie. D. Curried chicken. The ideal answer here is A. Yam pie. 36. Which of the following minerals, when deficient in the diet, leads to the disease osteoporosis? Now, osteoporosis is a condition where the bones becomes brittle and porous and easily to break, right? So the bones are weak. So we're looking for a mineral that aids in strong bones. Now, let us look at the options. A. Iron. B. Iodine. C. Sodium. D. Calcium. Now, the correct answer here is awesome. If your response is D, which is calcium, you are correct. Next question. Which of the following combination of foods is an appropriate source of protein for a low-income family? So we're looking at sources of protein, but for these sources, we have to select them for a low-income family, meaning that they are what? Not so expensive. They're cheap. They're affordable, right? All right. A. Ham and turkey. B. Cheese and shrimp. C. Eggs and fresh fish. And D. Beans and canned sardines. So which is the most appropriate, is the most affordable based on this listing that we have here? If your response is D, which is beans and canned sardines, you are correct. 38. Which group of nutrients is supplied by a bread and butter pudding? So we're looking at the main ingredients that are here and also the main nutrients that are supplied. So from the bread, we get carbohydrates, right? So let's write carbs in short. From the butter, main nutrient, fat. And from the pudding also, you know that we have to make a custard, which is milk, so we get calcium. All right, let us look for these below. So A, protein, iodine, fat. We also get protein too, guys, but iodine, no, right? B, calcium, carbohydrates, and fat. And it looks like we have a winner there, right? So the correct answer here for 38 is B, which is calcium, carbohydrates, and fat. Right now, you may find traces of other vitamins and minerals and other nutrients in this bread and butter pudding, but we're looking out for what? The main nutrient that is supplied by each nutrient, or the major ingredients, that are found in this pudding. 39. Which of the following menu is suitable for a vegan? No, a vegan is a strict vegetarian that exclude animal flesh and animal products from their diet. Good. So we're looking for a menu that has only plant-based dishes. Good. Let's go. A, stewed soya chunks, chiffon rice, callaloo, tossed salad. Now, it looks like our first one is a winner, but it is very important for us to look at our options when we're doing an exam. B started out with fried chicken tenders, so you know that's a no-no. Likewise, C, chicken orange salad, and D also have animal product there, which is a cheesy macaroni pie. Right, so the cheese there is an animal product, so the most suitable answer here is A, which is stewed soya chunks, chiffon rice, callaloo, and tossed salad. 40. Which of the following groups of persons need extra iron in their diet? A, vegetarians, disabled persons, and athletes. B, women, toddlers, and persons recovering from an injuries. C, growing children, convalescents, and manual workers. D, teenagers, senior citizens, and sedentary workers. Now, all of these groups require iron, but we're looking for the group that needs extra iron. Good. Now, the ideal response here is, if you're thinking B, you are correct. So, women, toddlers, and persons recovering from injuries. Good. 41 refers to the following meals. Meal 1, steamed fish, creamed yam, tomato slices, stewed fruit with chocolate sauce and orange juice. Meal 2, fried fish, peas and rice, tomato slices, jam tart, lemonade. Which of the following statement is true? A, meal 2 is suitable for an obese girl. We're going to go ahead and use the process of elimination, because as you can see, for meal 2, it has what? Fried fish, and it also has jam tart, which is a no-no for someone who is obese, right? B, meal 2 is suitable for a diabetic. We can eliminate this one as well because we have jam tart there, which is very sweet. Good. C, meal 1 is suitable for a lacto-vegetarian. Now, who is a lacto-vegetarian? A lacto-vegetarian is someone that consumes dairy products as well as vegetables, right? So only dairy products, so only milk products and vegetables. And as we can see, there is steamed fish here. So therefore, this one is also not the correct answer. D, meal 1 is suitable for an elderly. And there is steamed fish, creamed yams, tomato slices, stewed fruits with chocolate sauce, and orange juice. Right, so this one is ideal. So the steam will aid in digestion, right? And also it's a healthy method of cooking, right? The cream yam also there will aid in digestion in terms of chewing, just in case they are wearing dentures or may not have as many teeth as younger folks. All right, next question. Which of the following should first be considered when planning lunches for large groups? A, main dish. B, dessert items. C, salad items. D, appetizer. Now the correct answer here is main dish. Awesome. 43. Which of the following foods are recommended for an individual suffering from goiter? Now, goiter is a deficiency disease that's caused by a lack of the mineral iodine in the diet. And where can we get iodine-rich foods from? So we're talking about seafood, seaweed, right? So therefore, the correct answer here is pointing out on us, which is A, which is seafood. 44. Which of the following is not important in ensuring food safety when purchasing food? A, choose foods that look fresh. B, buy from reputable suppliers. C, check for expiry date on packets and cans. D, select expensive foods since these are of better quality. Which is the correct answer? If your response is D, you are correct, because expensive foods are not necessarily are of better quality. Good. 45. Thyme leaves were picked from the garden and placed in a warm oven for 3 days. They became dry and brittle. This method of preservation is known as A, dehydration. B, blanching. C, pickling. D, heating. Now the correct response here is dun, 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 dun. If your response is A, which is dehydration, you are correct. So remember, method of preservation here. So this is the key term that we're looking for. So even though they are being heated in the oven, we couldn't have heating as the answer. The method of preservation there is that dehydration. 46. In baking a cake, heat is transferred when 1. Molecules move from warm area to cooler one. 2. Hot air rises and cooler air falls. 3. Warm liquids rise and cooler liquids fall. Right? Now we're speaking of baking, but 3 kinds of sound like it is describing the process of boiling, right? Therefore, we can eliminate 3, and we're looking for a response that has 1 and 2 only, and this is option A. Good job. 47. The leavening of a sponge cake is mainly due to. So when we're making sponge cake, we don't use any commercial raising agents, which may be baking soda, baking powder, right? And we don't use yeast in cakes, right? So we use baking powder or baking soda. Therefore, the correct answer there is A, which is air. So the eggs are beaten to trap the air, and that is used as the raising agent in sponge cakes. 48. Which of the following is the correct procedure to follow when lighting a gas stove? Which of the following is the correct, look out for the key term, correct procedure when lighting a gas stove? A, turn on the main tap, set the control knob, then light the match. Can eliminate that right there, because if we turn on the gas and then light the match, what will happen? B, turn on the main tap, light the match, set the control knob. C, light the match, set the control knob, and turn on the main tap. D, light the match, turn on the main tap and set the control knob. I think we have a winner here, and the answer for 48 is D. So we light the match first, we turn on the main tap, and afterwards we set the knob to whether low, medium, low, high, whatever temperature of flame or degree of heat that we need. 49. Which of the following practices should not be done when someone uses a blender? So we're looking for not be done, right? So incorrect. So A, fill to recommended capacity. Yes. Clean thoroughly after every use. Yes. Once started, run the motor until job is done. And D, store covered in dry place when not in use, which is correct. So therefore, this leaves us with the option C, which is once started, run the motor until the job is done. Now we have to stop at every what? About 15 seconds we may count in our minds, and that is to prevent the motor from overheating. So if we continue on, some blenders have special features that will stop automatically if it's running for too long, but some blenders don't. Therefore, we have to bear this in mind. We blend for 15 seconds, 5-second rest, and then we continue, right? So the practice that should not be done is once started, run the motor until the job is done. 50. Which of the following meals should be prepared using the least amount of fuel? Let's read that again. Which of the following meals could be prepared using the least amount of fuel? A, fried fish, buttered green bananas, coleslaw, fruit salad. B, grilled fish, baked potatoes, tossed salad, steamed pudding. C, roast chicken, rice and peas, coleslaw, sweet potato pudding. D, stewed chicken, baked potatoes, tossed salad, steamed custard. Which is the correct answer? If your response is A, you are correct, because the fried fish, so after we fry the fish, we have bananas there to boil, and the coleslaw and fruit salad require no heat, and therefore they will use less amount of fuel based on the other options that are listed there. 51. Which of the following is the best method for a homemaker to use in preserving a surplus of cucumbers? A, drying. B, pickling. C, canning. And D, freezing. Now the correct answer here is pickling, which is option B. 52 refers to the following layout of a kitchen. The layout of the kitchen in the diagram may best be described as A, open, B, galley, C, parallel, D, U-shaped. If your response is D, which is U-shaped, you are correct. 53. Shirley's baked pastry shell had lost its shape due to shrinkage. Which of the following would prevent shrinkage of the baked pastry shell? A, measure fat correctly. B, use correct oven temperature. C, ensure fat is evenly rubbed in. D, avoid stretching pastry while rolling out. Now, which is the correct answer, guys? If your response is D, which is avoid stretching pastry shell while rolling out, you are correct. 54. Which of the following best illustrates the role of consumer organization in relation to food and nutrition? A, prepare the national budget. B, buy foods which are in season. C, educate the public on healthy eating practices. D, prepare the family's food budget. Right? So the correct answer here is what? Educate the public on healthy eating practices. Awesome. Next question. Items 55 and 56 refer to the following ways by which a family can spend wisely. A. Buying in bulk. B. Comparative shopping. C. Preparing a shopping list. D. Investigating new products. In answering items 55 to 56, each option may be used once, more than once, or not at all. 55. Which of the ways above best describes the practice of looking at different brands of the same foods when shopping at supermarkets? So we're comparing if we're looking at different brands, right? Therefore, if your answer is comparative shopping, which is B, you are correct. You're a better B right there. All right, 56. Which of the following ways above is given the most consideration when buying items are used in large quantities? Let's read that again. Which of the ways above is given the most consideration when items are used in large quantities? The response here is if we're using large quantities, we need to buy in bulk. So if your response is A, which is buying in bulk, you are correct. Good. A. Next question. The function of eggs in fish cakes is to A. Bind, B. Lighten, C. Thicken, D. Emulsify. Now guys, fish cakes, when we refer to fish cakes here, we're talking like the burger patty or the chicken patty, right, that we use to make burgers, the burger meat. Good. Therefore, the fish cakes is something similar. It's not the regular cake that we creaming method, the mixing method, the whisking method, right? Or the one stage method, but rather these eggs are used to bind these ingredients together so that we can have those fish cakes. Good. Item 58 refers to the following typical luncheon menu: baked fish with tomato sauce, vegetable rice, garden salad, golden apple pie. Which of the following is the most suitable for enhancing the presentation of the meal? A. Breadcrumbs, sliced tomatoes, mayonnaise. B. Lime wedges, chopped onions, sliced tomatoes. C. Tomato cups, chopped parsley, French dressing. D. Lime butterflies, chopped parsley, and glacé cherries. Now, if your response is D, you are correct. All right, moving on to 59. A crepe is a type of very thin pancake that originated in A. Mexico, B. France, C. India, D. Italy. Correct response there is awesome. If your response is B, you are correct, which is France. Item 60 refers to the following food items which a preschooler took to school for lunch: cookies, chicken sandwich, peanut punch, chocolate cupcake. In which of the following nutrient was the lunch deficient? All right, so A, protein. We can eliminate protein there because we have it from the chicken salad. Also from the peanut that is made from the peanut punch. Calcium can also be eliminated because of the milk that is used in the peanut punch. We'll get calcium there. All right. Let's skip down to D. That says carbohydrate. We get that from the bread in the sandwich. So we can eliminate that. And our last response, we also get carbs from the flour that is used in the cupcakes and the cookies. And our last response here is C, which is correct, which is vitamin C. Good. So this lunch is deficient in vitamin C, meaning that it is not present. So like a fresh fruit or fruit juice would have sufficed to give the vitamin C there. Awesome. You've made it to the end of the video. Now, if you found this video useful, please share with your colleagues and your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your post notification bells so you can be notified when there's another upload. Thank you for making it Fair's Tutorial.